A donation to a local refugee home from the Bundesliga soccer club Hertha Berlin. And the club mascot has come along to the delight of the children. The shelter is dependent on donations as the government only pays for basic furnishings. But staff here say that's no problem.
I've had so many offers of donated goods, I hardly know what to do with it. But we're coordinating it all so that we can put it to good use.
The container homes were put up in just 6 months at a cost of 5 million euros, financed by the city of Berlin. 4 children are sleeping in this container while their parents are next door. The family fled from Afghanistan. They spent months on the road to get here.
We are happy here because it's safe. There are no bombs, no war. God is watching over us in this home.
The container village is located in the well-to-do Berlin district of Zehlendorf, where public help for the refugees tends to be more plentiful. A few kilometers away, work continues on emergency housing for refugees. Berlin is commissioning more and more of these shelters in an attempt to accommodate the huge numbers of arrivals. Each room sleeps 6 to 8 people. The center will house 120 in all.
At the moment, each bed is important because many people are out on the street. The authorities give them vouchers to stay in hostels, but many hostels are fully booked or simply unwilling to take refugees. So every bed is needed. But still, we don't want to provide mass accommodation. We want to offer a reasonable standard of quality and comply with government standards.
The building belongs to another local soccer club, Union Berlin, which wanted to turn it into a clubhouse. A canteen has been installed where the bar will eventually go.
We saw that there was a need and realized that we could help in a very practical way simply by postponing our project. It's not forever, it's just for a limited period. And I'm pleased to see that the building has been converted in a relatively short space of time, meaning that people now won't have to spend the winter out on the street.
Emergency accommodation is only supposed to be for a few days, but given the current conditions, the refugees will probably spend up to 6 months here. There are simply not enough apartments in Berlin. For refugees, it's particularly difficult to find a place to live, even though the authorities pledge to pay their rent. The Songalaji family from Iran has been looking for a place for 8 months. They're now being helped by a government-funded agency. It rents private and government housing specifically to asylum seekers. The family is finally getting a small apartment of their own, 640 euros a month, paid for by the authorities.
We didn't know who to turn to. My son is going to school, so I couldn't just leave him and focus on finding an apartment. So we put our hopes in the German state. We thought the authorities would be much better placed to find something than we are.
The number of apartments available has increased since the agency opened, but it's still nowhere near enough.
The pressure is great because the need is so great. We have 2,500 registered families looking for a place to live. Generally, we can only help around 10% of them at the most.
Back to the container village. The center is run by a German aid organization called the ASB. Organizations like this are helping to plug the gap where the government can't keep up.
People are queuing up to choose clothing and other goods that have been donated to the home.
The authorities pay 15 euros a day for each person who stays here. The ASB has so far paid out around 400,000 euros to run the home, but has yet to receive any money back from the state.
The authorities are overwhelmed too. They can't process all the applications, especially lately.
Donated clothing and other items are handed out once a week. The refugees here are well provided for, including the many children who are about to begin their first winter in Germany.